about economic development decisions and business location expansion decisions that were being made, that either employers were deciding to locate outside of Minnesota or were moving away from a community because of lack of broadband. And I know from some of the side conversations that occurred amongst industry in the context of that broadband task force, many of those instances when we ran them to ground, we weren't even aware of the fact that those things were happening. And so I think having a place where people can go and say, you know, we have a business expansion opportunity, but we need broadband. And how are we going to figure this out? I think that conversation has progressed nicely, and I think that's something that we should encourage the continuation of. My thought, you know, back in the day was that no business, no community should lose a job by having it move somewhere else in the state, or no community or the state should lose a job by having it move to another state because of lack of broadband access. Let's try to figure that out. So I think that's an area that I would also point to where I think the conversation has progressed greatly.
And then I would say the other, another area that we hear a lot about is healthcare. And on both the side of communities being able to be connected, particularly where there are gaps, and gaps exist especially in long-term care, and the ability to transfer the electronic medical records smoothly, succinctly, being able to do that well. That's still an area where I think a lot of communities wish they had that higher speed connection. But then the other part is, you know, the individual who's out there trying to stay age in place. My mom just turned 92 2 days ago. She lives on the family farm alone. My two brothers are close by, but her connection increased last year. She doesn't have a broadband connection. This is actually a piece of property that's not going to have a home on it after she passes. But what she does have is she does have a Kindle Fire that connects her to Facebook. So she can watch her great-grandchildren and her grandchildren, and she's learned how, she never learned how to type. She knows how to use her stylus to do some very basic typing now. Now I think about what connection that has provided her, and then I think about what healthcare providers are doing to actually connect to people in their homes with blood pressure, monitoring of diabetes, the examples that we've seen, especially in southeastern and western Minnesota. This is impressive stuff. This is the stuff that's going to help people be able to live a higher quality of life. And that, again, is a huge motivator.